Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, we have traveled our communities to bring you the following events. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. My Long Island TV starts now.
Hello, I'm John Owens, Editor-in-Chief of Anton Community Newspapers, a group of 18 newspapers covering Long Island. Today, our guest is Patricia Maher. She is the Democrat candidate for Congress in New York's 2nd Congressional District. You're a graduate of Hofstra University with a master's degree.
Correct.
Right? You have a degree from the University of South Carolina in political science.
Correct. You know, I tout myself as being a non-politician because, you know, the career politician today is what's really making the problem for most of America.
How so? How so?
Well, if you've been in office for 22 years like my opponent has, and all you've done all your life pretty much is work for the government, you know, you forget what it's like to be a real American trying to make a living. And that's what's wrong right now. You know, Congress is too joined with each other. There's a lot of cronyism and handshake deals, and we really need real people to represent us in Congress.
As far as you see it, what are the three big issues?
Well, the economy is one of the biggest issues for a district right now. Jobs, there are not enough jobs for a district right now. People are losing their homes. I mean, it's a very large district, and it was very hard hit by Sandy. There are people still out there that don't have any homes. They're living in rental homes. They're trying to keep themselves afloat. If you go down to the South Shore, it's still quite devastated with their homes, and they didn't get the money they deserved.
So what can a member of Congress do about that?
Well, first of all, where is the money? What happened to the FEMA money? What happened to the New York Rising money? Why didn't these people get their money? Every time I walk the South Shore, people are saying, look what happened to me. I'm going to be paying double insurance. My insurance is raised. I don't have the money. And quite honestly, my opponent, and his name is Peter King, I'm running against him, he had said that anybody who votes against relief for Sandy should not be in Congress. Well, he turned around and gave $1,000 out of his leadership PAC to Tom Cotton, an Arkansas Republican, who actually voted against Hurricane Sandy relief. And that's what's wrong with Washington. It's about this good old boy network that's going on there. One hand washing the other, and that's why if you keep doing the same thing, we'll be in the same problem.
How do you create jobs as a member of Congress, specifically in this area?
Specifically in this area, you have to put more money into high technology jobs. We need to create more high technology jobs. We need to create more infrastructure jobs. Those will create more money going around the economy, which will bring more businesses to it. I mean, businesses are leaving Nassau County and New York State. You know, the governor has come up with some pretty decent programs. There's a tax-free for so many years if you have a business, if you open a business here. I agree with that. You know, I would agree with that. But you need to actually earmark more money towards New York State and also more money to creating those jobs in the infrastructure. And, you know, focusing on this district is what's important. It's what I want to do.
Well, the one thing we hear a lot of, aside from federal taxes, property taxes. Mm-hmm. How can a member of Congress help with that? Because that is the Long Island issue, isn't it?
The Long Island issue is property taxes. It's very true. There are certain tax cuts we could create. As opposed to creating for the wealthy, we can create them for those that are in the middle class, or what I say the underclass at this point, which is all of us, most of us, because nobody can afford to live in Nassau County or Suffolk County.
How about the Affordable Care Act? Now, I know that the Republicans, we've spoken to many Republicans, and they all want to repeal it. What changes would you bring to that, if any, to the Affordable Care Act? You
know, the rollout for the Affordable Care Act was bad. That was the real problem. It has saved lives. There are many seniors that weren't able to get screenings that were able to do that, and it has saved a lot of lives. I would like to see it better explained. I know small businesses are being hit a little harder by the Affordable Care Act. I'd like to find out how we can help them, because we don't want people that maybe only have 60 employees laying off people. Because at the 50 employee minimum or maximum, then they have to, act on the Affordable Care Act. They have to bring those employees in under it. So we want to try to change things like that. I want to try to help small business on Main Street.
How else can you help small business on Long Island?
Well, small business owners still need relief from Sandy, I can tell you that. There's many businesses that were closed up. And if you go along Merrick Road, you're going to find it looks desolate. especially in a lot of districts, is we need to get more influx of money. You know, I think some of the budgeting should be earmarked for small business. And I think that's something we can do through the Small Business Association and through federal grants. I think getting more federal grants for small businesses would help them immensely.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much. I'm John Owens, Editor-in-Chief of Anton Community Newspapers, and I'd like to thank Patricia Maher for coming by today, discussing the issues involved in her campaign for the 2nd Congressional District.
Thank you very much.